What's up, folks? It's me, Justin, and today I'm going to be talking about. I already got my post up. Don't you worry. I'm going to be talking about starting a niche website as though I was talking to my 57-year-old father. All right, because this is literally a conversation we had last week. Because every time we talk to him, or I talk to him, he asks how I'm doing, and how's the website's doing. I'm like, oh, I made this much money. He's like, oh, can you teach me to do that? And every time, I mean, previously I would, not just him, but anytime anybody asked me, I would try to explain it to them, and then they wouldn't do anything with that information. So now what I'm going to do is if anybody asks me that, I'm just going to send them this video, because this is like boiled down to the dumbest form, and it's from fact those conversations I've had over the years. And also Eric, at Serp Insider on Twitter, he posted an image macro of a guy, some schlumpy looking dude. I'm looking at here. I'm not going to edit the video and put it on there. I'll include a link in the description for the actual post. But it's some frumpy looking fool, and he's like, he wants to get jacked, and he's like, oh, what workout routine should I do? And then the guy on the other side is just like, just lift weights and do compound movements and do everything twice a week. He's like, yeah, but what program? And the guy's like, it doesn't matter what program, you just got to start working out. And he's like, oh, what supplements? And he's like, it doesn't fucking matter. And he's like, oh, what about this? And he's just like, hey, just go lift some weights. It's kind of what this is. If you know what the fuck you're doing as far as making a website goes, this is going to be like, you're going to realize that I'm skipping so much depth, we could say. There's a lot more. You could sit there and argue EIG hosting versus non-EIG hosting, but for somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, that's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. So here's what I'm talking about. A few things you only have to do one time, which is figuring out your niche, hosting a domain name, and installing WordPress and like one plugin to help you out. And then after that, I'll talk about things you're gonna be doing forever, which is writing and making money. So let's begin. So niche selection, right? Before we begin, for anybody that, whatever, notice I'm not talking about like keyword research. I'm not really going to dive into SEO at all. This is just, hey, start doing, and as you kind of get rolling, then you figure out the more technical stuff and you do all that part. But when you inundate somebody with, 20,000 pieces of information, it's like, nah, not worth it. Too much going on. So check this out. These are things you're going to do one time and one time only for your one site. Number one, figuring out your niche. Just figure out what that other people want to know. Think about, like, in the case of my father, this is the example I gave him. We're having beers last week talking about this. I said, he lives in South Dakota and he likes to hunt. I say, if you want to do this, just make a website about hunting in South Dakota. That's it. You know where to go, what's available, the laws, all these things that people that are not from South Dakota that want to go there to hunt, you have that information. Or people that are in South Dakota and want to hunt, you have that information. Just make your website about that. Doesn't matter about keyword research, doesn't matter competition, doesn't matter. Hunting in South Dakota. Boom. That's it. Hosting. Just Google hosting. It does not matter which one you go with. Bluehost, GoDaddy, HostGator. It doesn't matter. Typically, again, this is people that are in the know, sorry about that. People that are in the know that those hosting on your site on those platforms sucks, because they're EIG, which is like just a money grubbing like piece of shit company. But for the sake of, you just need to get a website up, just go with one. They're like $5 a month. It's nothing. Boom. There's hosting. Just Google cheap hosting and Bluehost will pop up. Use it. Domain. Okay. Your domain name, your URL, what you type in .com to go to your website. Pick something that just makes sense, that when you say it out loud to somebody, they can type it into their browser and go to it. You don't want it to be really long. Shorter's better, but don't get hung up on the name. Doesn't matter. SouthDakotaHunting.com. Hunting in South Dakota. SD Hunting. Pheasant Killer. Doesn't matter. Just pick something where if you said it to your buddy sitting at like next to you, they'd go, oh, I'm going to go to your site right now. Okay. Don't branding and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I got to make sure it's short and sweet and blah, blah. Doesn't matter. If you can say it and somebody can listen and type it in, that's good. Boom. Just don't make it like 40 letters long, tight, short, and pronounceable. There's your domain. Try to get a .com. If you can't, doesn't matter. .net, .org, doesn't matter. Try to get a .com. WordPress. So if all you're going to do is write, just install WordPress. How do you install WordPress? Google it. Typically what you'll find is whatever hosting company you go with, Bluehost, HostGator, GoDaddy, whatever, they'll have an option for you to click one time and it'll install the software on your server, and boom, you really don't have to do any technical stuff at all. Google it. That's it. That's it. Plugins. Inside WordPress, plugins are things that can make your site do additional shit. You're going to want to look at how many people are coming to your site. Screw Google Analytics. Jetpack. Okay. When you Google how to install Jetpack on WordPress, and it'll show you exactly where to go step by step. Click install, and it will do a very basic breakdown of people are coming to this page, and this is how many visitors you had, and that's all that really matters. Boom. All those things you only have to do once. Over time, eventually you can install more plugins to make it do cool shit and whatever. It doesn't matter. Now, writing. So, like I said at the beginning, there are things that you know about whatever this thing is that you're doing that nobody else really knows or people are wanting to know. Put that information on paper. Just write it out. Nobody cares about you personally. They might care about how your experiences relate to that topic, but as far as you writing about how your day is going and the weather, nobody gives a shit. So when you're writing, pretend you're talking to somebody that has no idea what's going on. They're saying, pretend you're talking to me. All right. I don't know anything. I'm Justin Dumbass, and I'm really just interested in what you have to say, and explain it to me in so much detail that there's no chance for any ambiguity. Right? It's, hey, here, the law in South Dakota states that from this date to this date, you can hunt this animal, and you need this tag, and this tag costs this much money. The blog topic would be like how to hunt pheasants in South Dakota. Okay, what do I need to know as somebody from Maine? What do I need to know to hunt a pheasant in South Dakota? I can't even tell you what I need to know because I don't know. It's a conscious incompetence. I don't know that I don't know. Or I know that I don't know, rather. But do I need tags to hunt pheasants in South Dakota? Do I need a license? Where can I hunt pheasants in South Dakota? How many pheasants can I kill in South Dakota? Who do I need to talk to? What kind of guns can I use? Can I eat the pheasants that I kill in South Dakota? All these things are just answer all these questions. Answer these questions for somebody who has no fucking idea how to do anything. And that's what you got to do. That's it. That's like surface level, just you're writing articles. Your people will be Googling how to hunt pheasants in South Dakota, or do I need a tag to hunt pheasants in South Dakota? And hopefully they come to your website and you can explain it to them to the point where they have an understanding of what they need to do to hunt pheasants in South Dakota. That's basically it. I mean, of course, you can, once you kind of figure things out and you actually maybe like write like 5-10 of these kind of articles or posts or whatever. There we go. The language usage. Don't call them blog posts. Call them articles. You're writing articles. You're writing information, not my day's going great, because nobody cares. Once you write a few of these articles, you can look up formatting. Okay. Make it so it's easier to read with lists and bold and what are called H tags, which are the little bit bigger text inside, almost like chapter titles, you know what I mean, inside of a book. Boom, you start throwing those in the mix. Now your shit looks good. Eventually you can start including images. maybe even a video. Boom, that's all later down the line though. Now let's talk about making money real quick. So how are you going to make money from this? So the bottom of the barrel is putting display ads on. When you go to a website and there's banner ads everywhere and little pop-ups and little video auto plays on the side, display ads. You're going to make a couple bucks a month, or you're going to get paid for every person that comes to your site, but you're only going to get paid a fraction of a penny per person. So the game here is to get as many people as possible to your site. I don't really do display ads. There's a bunch of networks. AdSense is like step one, and then there's a little bit above that, maybe like Ezoic, and above that is Mediavine. Above that is, honestly, by the time you get to the point where you're even looking at Mediavine, you kind of know what you're doing by now, so I don't need to explain it anymore. Additionally, there's a thing called affiliate marketing. That's what I do. It is more or less partnering with other companies to say, hey, I have this site about hunting in South Dakota. You're you own private land and you allow people to come hunt on your land, and they pay you $100 and they can hunt for a weekend. Hey, I will send people to you and you give me $10 for every person that signs up for a weekend. You get 100, I get 10, so you make 90, I make 10, and then you're getting people, I'm getting paid. It's a performance transaction. There's that way. Again, that's what I do. And it can be something where you talk one-on-one with somebody. It can be something where all you got to do is sign up. Say you're like the best hotels for hunters in Brookings, South Dakota. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now people are going or coming there. Where do I stay? Where should I stay? That, they're not going to freak out that I got, a couple shotguns coming in with me. Okay, I can stay there. Cool. Boom. Because you've stayed there before. And then anytime time somebody books a hotel room there, you get a percentage or you get some kind of rate. Hey, they booked for the weekend and here's $20. Thanks. Cool. Above that, you could create and sell something where, as far as the hunting example goes, it's your own product. That's also what I do. I make stuff that people buy. Hey, here are the best secret, the best kept secrets about hunting in South Dakota, blah, 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 whatever. There's something that nobody else wants to know, but you don't want everybody to know. So it's like, hey, you gotta, in the words of some pimp, sometime the game is to be sold, not told. So that's something that, hey, I have these secrets. If you want these secrets, I will sell them to you. Or maybe it's how to, I don't know. How to build a tree stand. I don't hunt, obviously. Here are the dimensions on how to build it. Here are the step-by-steps. All they would have to do is get the wood and cut it to size, and then boom, it's the blueprints and the step-by-steps how to put it together. There's people sell stuff like that. I know they do that for like video game or like arcade cabinets, the stand-up things for arcades. All kinds of stuff you can sell. It really depends on whatever, thing that you know about. But this is also something that that people would pay for. Use your brain. That's really it. That's it in a nutshell. Pick a niche that you know about. Get some fucking hosting. Find a name. Install WordPress. Start writing. Figure out how to make money from it. You write 100 articles. At that point, you should have some understanding of what's going on and whatnot. And at that point, you want to upgrade. You can upgrade after that. Upgrade your hosting to a faster host, a much more reliable host. Upgrade your or get at that point, once you're actually at a point where it's like, okay, I'm actually sticking with this, then do like a site design, then figure out a logo, then figure out all that kind of stuff that really doesn't make money, but makes, you feel good, even though nobody gives a shit about that in all reality. Nobody cares about site design. The only people that care about site design are designers. Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it.